So you want to build business credit with bad personal credit. So this is the right topic for you because in today's conversation, I'll explain to you step by step how to build business credit with bad personal credit. It's really important to understand that before I get into the nitty gritty, to understand that building business credit can take time. Don't actually listen to folks telling you that, hey, listen, you can build business credit within 3 months, or you can build business credit within 15 days or 5 days or 1 week, whatever. Don't listen to those hacks. So-called hacks do not work. They're good for other stuff, but not for helping you. So here are the steps I want you to follow. The first thing you want to do here is to actually make things look legit. And you want to make things legit. In other words, you want to incorporate and establish your business. And this is kind of important because what will happen here is that for you to actually build business credit, you got to have a certain documents. You got to have also certain numbers, and those numbers are important. For example, your EIN, or you also need to have a DUNS number. It's not, you don't have to have a DUNS number, but it helps if you have a DUNS number. So those two numbers are very important. EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. So that number comes from the IRS. You just go and just sign up for that number. And you can actually do it yourself. But if you don't have time, you can actually hire a third party like an LLC or a company formation service, and they will file the EIN for you. They probably will charge you like not $90 or $75. If you do it yourself, it's totally free. You don't have to pay anything to the IRS, okay? And you get your EIN either on the same day if you apply online, or you'll get your EIN within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks if you apply it manually. So you also need to have your DUNS number. Now, DUNS number comes from Dun & Bradstreet. So this is a number that actually is issued by Dun & Bradstreet, and basically it's also a 9-digit number. So an EIN is a 9-digit number, and a DUNS number is also a 9-digit number. So basically, when you apply for a DUNS number, you automatically register with Dun & Bradstreet. And you want to register with Dun & Bradstreet so that at least you are in the system. You want your business to be active on Dun & Bradstreet database. That way, you can actually start building credit without even doing anything, because some customers might actually find you and decide to report your their behavior with you. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. So after you actually incorporate and establish your business, it's really important to start looking for errors. Okay, so the thing here is that if you're trying to build business credit with bad personal credit, you want to make sure there are no errors that will come to actually complicate things even further, right? So what you want to do here is you want to be in a situation where you are constantly sort of looking for errors. And there could be a lot of errors in your credit report. And when we talk about credit report, we're speaking about business credit report and personal credit report. Because the thing is, you are in a unique situation. If you're trying to build business credit with bad personal credit, you are simultaneously trying to build a business credit and building also personal credit. So you got to really scan those two credit scores, or credit reports rather. You have to scan those two credit reports for errors. Okay, and this could be if you look at your business credit report, you may actually spot your company's contact information being wrong. You have to look at the overview of your business, type of sector, and also the industry, key personnel, number of employees, years in business, subsidiaries and branches, and sales, for instance. All those things could actually be put in there by either somebody, like we have no idea. So it's up to you to actually correct those things. You need to rectify all kinds of information. So this is kind of important. Also, public records information such as tax liens, judgments, lawsuits, bankruptcies, or fraudulent activity related to your business. Also, you have an opportunity to change that. So depending on the type of report, it may also contain a business credit score, recommendations from the Business Credit Reporting Agency for how much credit lenders should extend to your business, and predictions from the Business Credit Reporting Agency on how likely your business is to fail. So you got to take those things seriously. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about business credit reports, we're speaking about at least 3 credit reports. So we're speaking here about your PATRIKIOS score. So that's the Dun & Bradstreet business credit report. You have Experian credit report, but you also have Equifax credit report. So those are the 3 primary business credit report that credit bureaus that you need to be aware of. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to build business credit with bad personal credit. I want to talk to you now about the third step you need to follow here. You want to establish trade lines. It's really important to understand that if you're trying to build business credit with bad personal credit, you cannot escape the whole net 30, net 45, or net 60, or even net 15 sort of equation. And this is kind of important because when we talk about establishing business credit, this is actually the fulcrum of business credit. Obviously, you can build business credit by taking out loans or taking out business lines of credit. Yes, that's true. But a net 30 account is a more frequent type of revolving credit. And so a net 30 account is kind of similar to business credit card. But the only thing is that a net 30 account is a lot easier to get than a credit card is to get. Because when you actually apply for a net 30 account with a vendor, the vendor's underwriting criteria are not as strict as what you will have if you were to go to a lender, if you were to go to, let's say, a bank or credit union. And because their underwriting criteria are they are stricter. So it's just a lot better for you to apply for like a net 30 account. And you have gazillions of net 30 accounts out there. And some of those accounts will even, they will charge you like $99 or $90, whatever. They call it membership. They call it membership fees. And so this actually helps you build credit real fast. So you are paying to build credit. This is really good. So do not forget this. Okay. When we talk about, you have to establish trade lines. And so when we talk about trade lines, you have 4 types of trade lines. You have net 30 accounts. You have business credit cards. You have business lines of credit. And then you have business loans. And now within business loans, within that umbrella, you have a constellation of different types of funding sources. You have an unsecured business loan. You have equipment financing. You have revenue-based financing. For instance, you have accounts receivable financing. You have invoice factoring, for instance. You also have you can also have like MCA. So when we talk about MCA, we're speaking about merchant cash advances. So all kinds of possibilities are here. The next thing you want to do here is when we talk about building business credit with bad personal credit is to actually, you got to have, sorry about this. Let me just drink some water here. Okay. You got to have a situation where you are basically paying on time all the time. So it's one of those things where if you were to look at a paydesk score, for instance, paydesk score, they actually pay attention to your repayment history. And so the bottom line on paydesk score, for instance, is that the average credit score, business credit score on paydesk is 80. 80 is not the maximum. 80 is just the bare average. So if you really want to actually excel, you want vendors to look at your case a lot more, I would say, with a lot more favorably. You want to be around 90, and 90 you can only get 90. In other words, you can be above 80 if you are paying on time all the time. So when we talk about paying on time, we're speaking about you actually making sure that you are, like, when you look at your business credit overall, you are actually keeping credit balances low. So if you have a business credit card, or if you have a business line of credit, then you are keeping overall all your credit balance low. Now, what does low means? Low means less than 30%. So when you analyze your CUR, when you analyze your credit utilization ratio, you want to make sure that CUR never exceeds 30%. That way, you are able to actually bump up your business credit score from 80 all the way to 90 and even 95. This is totally possible. Okay. So, and you also want to make sure that you apply for credit only when necessary. So don't just go around and just apply for business credit because you just want to build business credit. Don't apply for business credit because you're trying to build business credit. Okay. This is so important. You apply for business credit only when you think that it's helpful, it is necessary, and it will help you, of course, build business credit. And so this is the thing is that, so, and you also want to use the current relationship you have with banks and credit unions to see if you can build business credit on that end too. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to build business credit with bad personal credit. The next thing you want to do here is to keep working on your personal credit. See, the thing is, if you're trying to build business credit with bad personal credit, you can't just divorce your personal credit score from your business credit score. Because what will happen here is that lenders will always go back to your personal credit score to see if everything works out fine there. Because it doesn't matter if you have great business credit, but your personal credit score is not really where it should be. What will happen here is that this less than stellar personal credit score will affect your business credit score and will also affect your ability to be approved for all kinds of loans. Okay, so this is actually, if you want to improve your chances of qualifying for all kinds of loans, you really want to make sure that you actually improve your personal credit score. Now, I want to give you an overview here before we actually finish this conversation. The thing is that, when people ask the question, what credit score is required for a business credit card or a business loan or a net 30 account or whatever, there is no set FICO score that you need to have to actually qualify for a business credit card. I mean, we tell our clients that it's just a lot better to be around 600 minimum. So 600, that's about what? That's like fair credit. So if you have a 600 minimum, this is really good because you are able to, you can qualify for all kinds of loans, all kinds of lines of credit, all kinds of credit products at the business level. And this is totally possible. Now, if you don't have 600 and you have less than 600, what you want to do here is you want to focus on relationships. In other words, you want to make sure that you have a great relationship with the bank where you want to apply for a loan, and you want to go also for those net 30 vendor accounts. They're a lot easier to qualify for, and we have actually published a show on those net 30 vendors that actually will accept you no matter what. And all you have to do is just to spend like $100 or $200 or $300, and they will report the data to the credit bureaus, and that will be favorable to you. So that's what you want anyway. You want to have this sort of relationship where you are basically establishing a business credit report with a net 30 vendor. So if you try to actually build business credit through a net 30 vendor and things are a little complicated, you can or you got it, you're trying to diversify your sources of building business credit, you can apply also for a business credit card. Okay, so a business credit card is the next in line when it comes to the product that will actually be easier for you to qualify for, because just as a net 30 vendor, basically a business credit card is a revolving line of credit. The third line of credit when it comes to businesses is a business line of credit. Those are the three products that help you build business credit a lot faster than business loans. And because business loans, they span several years, and it's not as so the feedback, if you will, the repayment feedback is not as frequent as what you have with the revolving line of credit. So this is really good to actually think about. So when we think about, you got to think about getting a business credit card and trying to find a business credit card you could qualify for. So there are a lot of business credit cards you can qualify for depending upon your situation. So for instance, you have a business credit card called Revenute Business Card. And here you actually can earn 3% cash back on all purchases. It is a great card. And this is actually a combination of a prepaid card and a flexible line of credit. And you don't even have to go through a hard credit check to qualify. So instead of relying on your credit, this card looks at your business revenue and uses projections to establish your credit worthiness. You also have Bank of America Business Advantage Unlimited Cash Rewards Credit Card. So this is a card that's really great. You can actually get this card either on a secured basis or unsecured basis. And these two cards actually will help you, either card will help you build business credit really, really fast. And so you also have Business Edition Secured MasterCard Credit Card. This is another credit card that helps you actually build business credit. And this card is actually issued by the First National Bank of Omaha, FNBO. So you are able to find a business credit card that helps you build business credit. And this is just a few of them, though. You have other non-personal, non-PG business credit cards, such as you have Brex, for instance. You have Ramp. You have all those players that can really help you get the business credit card you need. Let me actually close to this conversation by giving you an example of needing to build credit. In other words, why is it important for you to actually, build credit, even if you have bad credit? It's important to understand that if you let's say you have a business, and the business all of a sudden is growing, and you need to actually seize opportunities in terms of inventory. Okay. And basically you find yourself in a situation where you don't have, like, your business is not generating enough revenue for you to have the cash and to actually repay, to actually pay the vendor who is offering you that credit. I mean, not credit, that promo. Even if your business were generating revenue, there is a difference between revenue and cash. You could be making a lot of sales, but your clients could be taking years, if not decades, to repay you. I'm just exaggerating here, but I'm just saying that, sales does not equal cash inflows. So in that situation, let's say you were making sales. You have profits on the book. You have book profits. You have paper profits. But you're not able to access the cash to be able to finance your operations. What you do here is that if you have business credit, you will be able to get a loan. For instance, you can actually borrow from a bank or credit union, or let's say online lender, and use that credit score that you have to actually get the loan that you need. And but even better, if you don't qualify for a business loan or business line of credit, you can qualify for a revenue-based financing arrangement. For instance, in this case, you can actually, so if you're having sales, but you're not having cash, you can do accounts receivable financing or accounts receivable factoring, and you can actually get the cash that you need to actually to finance your operations. But if you had business credit, things would have been a lot faster because you wouldn't need to use cash anymore, because we all know that cash has a very limited nature. So if you need, let's say, $100,000 to finance an operation, it's just a lot better to rely on a loan, and you can only get a loan if you have business credit, if you have a business credit score, for that matter. So this is important. So if you're listening to me right now, once this show is over, you want to actually sign up with Dun & Bradstreet, and you want to create your DNB account ASAP, and so you can get your DUNS number. And the next thing I want you to do here is to sign up for an EIN through the IRS website. So at least you're covered on that front too. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to build business credit with bad personal credit. So I share with you all the steps you need to pay attention to. You need to incorporate and establish your business. You need to scan your business credit reports for errors. You need to establish trade lines. You need to pay on time. Even better, pay early. You need to keep working on your personal credit score. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.